If you had a short haircut, like a clippered haircut that was really short, and you put any size hairpiece over it that covered over your baldness, then it just fits. You just have to brush it in. Now you're gonna have an undercut, but you could paste it down with gel or whatever, and maybe it would stick to your head a bit. Growing this back would take 2 months. So if it doesn't look good, I'll look a bit weird. Or I could just keep it as it is right now. I'm gonna have a shower and I'm gonna fix this up, but this is annoying me. See, where these long hairs meet with this part here, that flap on both sides is just really annoying. It's not really annoying, but it's annoying enough that when I touch my head, I'm like, oh, this flap's gone. So that therefore I want to cut this hairpiece shorter. But if I shaved all this off, including the sideburn and everything, then I could just keep it full size. And then every hairpiece out of the box without me having to pay any extra money or anything, or any extra effort cutting it around and having a template at all, that problem would simply be gone. And I could also show people who don't want to have to carefully shave at a sort of shave zone that you just don't have to do it. The solution is shave your hair short enough that it looks okay. If you decide to walk around with a shorn look because you're bald, can a hairpiece just be worn over the top of hair this short? And I think, yeah, it can. But there would be an undercut. I've got to clean up the back of my neck and everything too. For this job, I would probably use those vacuum clippers. By the way, these finasteride tablets, I told myself I'd take them every day. I've taken about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus 14, I guess. Over a 3 or 4 month period. So I have no discipline with taking tablets. I'll take one now though. It was part of my plan, right? These glasses were specially made so I could look up. They're actually made out of sunglass frames, and the bottom part has an extra bit of close-up focus. Because my eyes are they're going to fucking hell. I could wear these ones, but they don't really enable me to look up as much. Like if I was gonna do something with my hair up there, that's not gonna do it, right? Whereas these ones were specially designed so that when I'm looking in the mirror, I can see up at the top of my hairline and everything clearly. But I look like somebody who you would just rush past the park if you saw somebody like me sitting there on the fucking park bench with your children, right? Whereas that looks kind of more regular, I guess, for this day and age. So, should I shave all that off shorter to this length? Or should I cut this to match that? Given how little I want to go to effort, I feel like I want to shave all of that off, so it's that short. But it's not going to look as good. In fact, it could look gnarly. It could look shit. What does gnarly mean, by the way? Alexa, what does gnarly mean? No. Yes, Alexa. Alexa, what does gnarly mean?
The adjective gnarly is usually defined as gnarled of trees, full of or covered with gnarls, bent, twisted. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for gnarly.
a tree covered with gnarls, all bent and twisted. So gnarly is an insult, surely. Like I just stood on a piece of glass. By the way, I never bolted this table together, just wiggling around on beams. What do I want to do? Well, I don't want to retape this because peeling the tape off is a pain in the ass. I've got a few others that I've left the tape on as well. I just can't be bothered peeling it. I certainly can't be bothered reapplying tape to another one. I could use ones that are clean and brand new and just plonk them on my head because they've all been pre-cut from the factory at 2 inches and then 2.5 at the front. 2 inches would seem quite long up against this length hair. So that's a hell of an undercut. Not a super undercut, but it's a bit of an undercut, and I'd have to just brush it and make sure it doesn't look all weird at the back. Okay, I'll do it. I just guessed it's 9mm, 3/8 of an inch. wonder what this line is from. I mean, I'm sure that's where the sticky tape has been sitting, but is there still tape residue? I don't know. Did the hair die underneath the tape? Did I stick the blade in too far at that point? Does it go all the way around? What the hell? Just gonna clean up the neckline a bit. Probably empty this, but we'll see. I'm gonna go empty this and I'll come back and shave my face. So that's a 9mm guide comb. I'm just gonna pull this away actually. Okay, so usually for some reason you want the sideburns to be shorter than the hair, even though it seems like it should be the same. This bit protrudes more. Maybe there's an indentation in here which allows for a thicket to form in the temple. Whatever it is, it's a mystery, and not even God knows why that happens. So I'm gonna shave off all the bits and pieces that make my face look unkempt. Starting with the eyebrows. There won't be caterpillars over your eyes. Don't stick scissors into your eyeball, please. Some people put use clippers for this with a guide comb. Obviously, you want it on 0, unless you want to be oh shit. Unless you want to be Neo. So just it's a lot harder for me being 2 meters away with no glasses from the mirrors to accommodate you, obviously. Just do the mirror reflection because I won't be able to see or reach anything if I don't get you in a better spot. Right, this has come loose. Okay, could that line be just from different length? I don't know. I'll put the shaver away anyway. I can't bother dealing with it anymore. So. That's my regular, fully charged. This is Hataka, this brand. Much quieter than what I had before. That thing's a tragus. I'm going to try and line it up with the base of the tragus there. Yeah, that's a pretty thick sideburn. You can see, because the hair is different, so the length might be the it's just weird. What size guard is this? 7 to 9. I could push it down to 7. Put that on. Right, so that's what I look like with no hairpiece, and this is what I would choose to do maybe if I decided just to never wear a hairpiece again. Maybe I want to make that less stark so it doesn't brush up against there, but this is very pale, so potentially after years of being exposed to the sun, it would become more like that color rather than that color. I don't know if you can see a difference. Pretty much, I'm untannable. So now I've got to do the hairpiece. All right. Now, just imagine that I don't care that I'm sweating and I'm just leaving the old tape on and I don't care. I'm just gonna reactivate it a little bit by putting alcohol spray on there. Just position that at the front hairline, more or less. Nothing needs to line up anymore because this is the most carefree way to wear a hairpiece possible. And as you know, this one has not been brushed or washed or anything else. In fact, I might go and have a shower and brush this so that it's actually flat on my head as much as it can be, given that it does have a crown problem, this one. This one does not use knots, it's just V-loops all the way through, like standard 0.03 millimeter. The previous one that I looked at, the Mirage from La Vivid, that one has knots tied in to the poly. Unfortunately, they still haven't started bleaching the roots with those units, so I just couldn't wear it all the time because of that reason. Otherwise, I would definitely choose the knotted. I would buy that product every day of the week if they bleach the roots, but they don't. They just don't want to do it. I don't know why. They would just control the industry. It would be poly, the easiest thing to put on your head possible, and it would be knots, the most robust way to hold the hairs on, and then they just don't bleach the roots. So why would you not bleach the root? I just don't understand the company's philosophy of cutting corners, but they've chosen to do that. If they want me to, I'm asking you, Lavivid, if you want me to review another one, have another go, like bleach the roots, not so it's blonde and then suddenly brown, like I've got regrowth of blonde hairs coming out of my head. No, just do it nicely. I bleach hair all the time. You've seen it in many of my videos. You just put it on for 30, 45 minutes and it blends up, right? And if you stop the bleach at a certain point, you get the right blonding effect. That makes the roots invisible. With lace you can do it, right? You just flip the whole thing, you just bleach that and it's done. But given that you've got a two-step process, you're tying every double hair into the unit. So they're not going to fall out when you flip it before you paste on the control glue, the base. Before you do that, just bleach it. And then watch your sales fucking skyrocket. I've been saying it for the whole time I've been making these videos, the whole time. And it's a no-brainer because it's fucking obvious. I think everybody thinks the same thing. Why wouldn't we want it to look like hairs are growing out of our scalp? Why would we instead choose, no, we want doll's hair fucking lines or squash ants all over the place. Nobody wants it, all right? We want it to look like it's coming out of the head. Look at it under a microscope and do all your fucking laboratory shit and get it done. But I can tell you right now, you don't need a laboratory, you just need a packet of $15 hair dye. And if you buy thousands of liters of it, I'm sure it'll be like 1 cent for you, okay? Just do that, it's obvious. I'm gonna have a shower and then I'm gonna not bother with taking this off probably, but I will wash this. I'll wash it. This one does not have antibacterial stuff on it, like the one from Mirage, which is another great thing about that product. They just didn't bleach the roots, so I don't know why they didn't do that. It's really good otherwise. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. I decided that I am gonna take all the tape off these used ones. I knew I'd eventually have to do it, and I might as well do it today. I'm trying to touch my phone as little as possible after removing. It's taken me over an hour, I think, to take the tape off all these 1, 2, 3, 4 hair pieces. It's a disgusting job. I highly recommend if you buy hair pieces and you put tape on them, just chuck them out after you finish wearing them, because this just isn't worth it. Although it is hundreds of dollars, so maybe it is worth it, but it's a lot of work. And I tore holes in all of them. I'm gonna have to work around that with tape, concealing the holes. And if I'm smart, I will not try a third time to remove the tape, because there are tears throughout the whole things. Like look, when you pull the tape off, it just rips. Okay? There's a big obvious tear right there where my pinky finger is, right? And it's on all the others as well. Yeah, tape's disgusting. Look at this one. Okay, so that's pretty much 9 millimeters, which is basically 1 centimeter all over. Had a shower. I cleaned and tore 4 hair pieces, which are down there now. I'll reuse them, but I've realized that if I brush them, it could get stuck in a hole and tear it. Taking tape off these things is bloody hard. I also taped this one, which is a brand new one. And I'll just put that on my head now. What I'm hoping to achieve here today is the easiest possible transformation from somebody who's already just shaving their head to just putting on a full-scale hairpiece without making a stencil or anything, just a full-size, out-of-the-box 8 by 10 inch hairpiece. So I would highly recommend this Walker Tape Ultra Hold glue, which comes in 3/4 inch width. It's a roll of 12 yards. Compared to Ultra Hold glue and any other type of glue, it is like a godsend, a dream come true, so easy. It takes time though, but it has a lot of hold. Like, it has so much hold, it tears hair pieces. Glue doesn't do that, because you're just peeling it off with your thumb, and it's super messy. It's also super messy to remove this tape. Okay, so removal and cleanup is messy. I haven't figured out a clean and easy way to do that. Now, in terms of a front perfect hairline with a brush back look, you probably wouldn't use tape, you'd probably use glue so you can get it seamless right onto the edge. But the risk is when you do, because you do that bit last, right? You attach all of that, and then you flip the front back and you glue onto it, and then you wait 15 minutes for it to dry and then push it down. But there's always little bits of glue stuck in there, right, in the hairs, because it's so hard to get exactly right. With this, it's not dead on accurate, as you can see. In fact, those 2 little bits will be visible to the audience. And it's not right to the edge all the way around. But what I've found is, one, the Auschwitz tag, I've stopped caring about it because it's back here. Before for me it was like right there or there or there when I made front partials out of these things. But at the back of your head, probably not a problem. Having hair underneath this thing could be visible under certain circumstances, so it's not perfect. Is the hold with this on short hair as good as just like this? No. This bit will stick the most, except for this bit sweats more than these other parts of my head, so it sort of like balances out. But if I did shave all this around, and turn myself into George Costanza with a horseshoe, it would have the best hold possible, and it also wouldn't make any scratchy noises and sound like a rain jacket when you're having a shower and stuff like that. So that is the ultimate. What I'm doing today is the quickest and easiest way that could still be convincing. If your hair is long enough to cover over any connections with the downside flops all the way around, and especially if you have it long enough at the front that it's not going to ever be showing you anyone the front hairline, hopefully this will just be the ultimate solution. As you can see, I am balding all the way back in the center there. This is permanently gone, those follicles. Finasteride has been recommended by many people. Apparently it doesn't make you impotent and stuff, but I've got no problem with that because my dick's as hard as a rock every single fucking day. But this tape really is the best way to put stuff on your head because it's just so easy and it's easy to put on. And it's certainly easy to hold. It has good hold, surprisingly good hold. And it doesn't dribble, it's not messy, okay? It's not messy. It's only messy when you clean it up. It's not messy when you're putting it on your head and taking it off and putting it back on, taking it off, putting it back on. It seems to not even care. Like that last one, which was starting to get like dust particles and sweat and stuff in it, I must have taken that off and on about 10 times and it didn't care. I never washed it or anything. I just put it back on, took it off. You know what I mean? And so if anyone ever said, ta-da, look at this dickhead, he's bald, right? You'd look like this rather than, George Costanza. So it's preferable. So it's not as embarrassing. And it's also very easy to do scalp preparation because you just need clippers set to 1 centimeter or less, basically. And then this. Unfortunately, it's not going to blend very nicely in the back and sides. It's just going to be 2 inches long hair all the way around. And we're about to see how that looks. Now you can get these cut shorter. 1.5 inches is what I'd usually recommend because if it's less than 1.5 inches, it'll just stick out. But because these ones are like going around the back and sides of your head like that, they might not. You might get away with like a 1 inch or less haircut around the edges, but would you really want 1 inch there and then not 1 inch over there? It's weird to have 1 inch there and then just go up to like a full 2 inches up there and then go back down 1 inch on that other side. I don't know how you would do that haircut, but it might work and it might not stick up. But also if it is really short there and it's just going dirt like that, like it would be stiff, right? And you wouldn't be able to flow it back, which is what I should be able to do with 2 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to spray alcohol on this now and then place it on my head. Unfortunately, this room always makes me sweat. Or it could just be the act of standing because I'm a fat bastard. I just started taking Monjuro. An expensive weight loss drug to help me with sleep apnea. Because I don't want to be wearing this bloody thing every day. This thing. This is called a mandible splint and it's designed to stop my tongue falling back into my throat and causing me to choke 50 times per hour. I want to show you the teeth molds as well. Just look at the top teeth. Look how accurate they are. It's unbelievable. They're my teeth. So good. It's just so amazing. I'm just so impressed. The bottom teeth. Spooky, isn't it? And it's so amazing that they scanned my teeth with a laser in my mouth, and that's what, it's amazing, amazing. Sorry, I just forgot what I was doing. Okay. You can get a vibe for how foggy this room is inside because you can sort of see the evaporation happening there. Alright, okay. Why am I doing this? Because I don't anticipate that I'll land exactly in the middle of the front hairline. Why don't I do a forward marking method or something? Because I can't be fucked. This is one of the older design ones that has a really sharp A contour, which I don't like. I like the CC contour. Unfortunately, this one has a big flap. I don't know if I'll be bothered cutting it off, or if I'll just place it lower or make the sides higher, I don't know. But the great thing about this is accuracy is not really a problem. I just make sure this thing stays down. I'm going to spray water all over it and then brush it. You can hear the rain jacket sound, right? I'm hoping that will lessen. No, it's not lessening. It's really loud. In fact, if I walked through the rain, people go, "Who's wearing a rain jacket? I can hear a rain jacket." No. That's what you get for wearing hair over hair. That's the problem. So I've just in my way. So for me this is a test, right? I don't know if this will blend nicely or just look ridiculous with really short back and sides. Because I don't like undercuts. I mean, I had one when I was a kid to be rebellious or something. Actually, I did it. Do you know why I did it? Because I knew that I didn't want to miss out on pop culture, and I wasn't into pop culture, and I thought all the other kids are doing it. I looked bloody stupid, a redhead with a buffy undercut. The people with straight hair looked fine, because their hairs are just perfect all the time. But if you've got buffy curly hair, an undercut doesn't even work, does it? Well, that's the great thing about having, if you do go bald and you had curly hair before, you don't need to have curly hair anymore. You can do whatever you want. This is very, very uncurly. I mean, it's got a slight wave, but for me, it's basically dead straight. So controllable. Straight-haired people just don't know what it's like. Seems pretty good. I mean, it's not dry or anything, but, and this acorn tool is probably going to piss me off a bit. I may come back and chop out some of that central bit afterwards. Not sure yet. This time I might come back and do you the courtesy of showing you what it looks like when it's dry by just going back and watching Lost. I'm up to season 3. It's worth watching. I like Lost. It's good. Obviously, they have to think of new ways for the characters to get in danger when this wouldn't actually be so dramatic. But the great thing about that show is that it just always makes you want to know why or what or what's going on around the corner, what's that shadow, whatever, right? And it just never tells you until it does tell you. So it does give you payoffs, but You just got to stick with it. And it's got incessant flashbacks, which I thought I would hate, but now sometimes I can accept that they're alright. That's the icing there, that's what I wear, so I can see what the fuck's going on. At the moment, I think it just looks awful. Not because of the difference in, well, maybe something a little bit to do with the length difference. I think a lot of it is to do with the A contour. I just hate the sharp pointy contour. I really need the CC. And this is just flicking back. So at the front, this has been cut to 2.5 inches and the back and sides is 2. And I over bleached a splotch of bleach right there, I reckon, but I don't care about that. This is just like my old hair, trying to brush my old hair. It's not as straight as the others. It's more curly than most of the hairpieces I've been wearing. I may decide to fade that, given how short everything else is, but I often keep the sideburns because I like keeping my ugly face covered with fuzz, like a beard of some sort. And when I've got nothing, at least the sideburns are like indicating that the beard should be insert beard here, right? That's what I'm going for. Yeah, I don't know. Might have to wear a hat until it all grows back if this fails, but yeah, I think this has more potential. This is not a great hairpiece, to be honest. Others just, you can brush them back and they'll just sort of stay back. The other thing is I haven't put any product in it at all, but water should be heavy enough. It's just that this is so short. So 2-inch general haircut with 2.5 at the front. That's about as easy as you can get. Shave your entire head to one length, which is basically less than a centimeter, then stick it on. And it works. It sounds like a raincoat in the shower, and even if you scratch your head, which could get a bit embarrassing. The problems that I had with those side floppies, those floppy bits on the side, shouldn't continue to be a problem. I can still feel the edge all the way around though. I can feel it easily. It does not in any way blend in with that scalp, whereas, you know, if you shaved that area and placed it and then the rest of the hair was long, you could probably brush in both directions pretty well without having this snag on the hairpiece. But in its current state, it probably almost certainly would. So that's the problem. You are wearing something that does not feel part of your head when you do it this way. But all your baldness is covered up, so that's the cheap and easy way to do it. Also, given that the tape and everything is never getting sweat directly onto it and everything and rotting away, I have found that it's not that hard to just take it off and put it back on. But I found that to be so even when I had a perfectly shaved head. And by the way, that grows back underneath anyway while you're wearing it. So why is day one so important if the hair's just pushing up from underneath? I guess in a lot of cases, some people actually are bald all the way through, like fully bald. So it's like squeaky. And so for those people, it'd be very easy to put on a hairpiece exactly there, and there's no baby hairs or anything that they've got to shave off, nothing. Just boom, slap it on, done. But I don't think many people are like that until they just go bowling ball. I think most people have to shave and do scalp preparation. And at least trim around the edges and sides and everything to make it all work together as a single unit. But that's a hell of a lot of work compared to what I just showed you. Aside from cleaning up the old ones, which I tore to pieces, and pre-taping this thing. So you will have to pre-tape, but like I say, it sticks fine to hair. There's no problem getting it out of the hair at the end. It is residuey, so you want to spray some of this on your hair and just get a baby wipe and just spray. You know what baby wipes are. I mean, if you if you've ever worn hair before, then you must have hundreds of boxes of these things around your house because they're the main thing you use. Baby wipes, right? I'd recommend also getting this Obby or Abby or Ubby. It's a weighted dispenser, so you just put them in here, and then this weight just sits down on it, right? And then it's good, keeps them wet, and makes it easy. And it looks nicer in the bathroom. Okay, I'll come back when it dries, but I'm a bit worried that that's going to look very like my mother cut my hair, kind of look all the way around. Now let's take a look at this. 1 second. This is pretty sticky up here, even at the front. That's nothing to do with the crown problem, which is back here, which is wet enough to be under control still. So I don't think that just putting some like argan oil in it to just weigh it down will be enough. Though I like the idea of just keeping it nice and gentle and soft and not having to put heavy duty clay or, I mean, I like clay in terms of maximum sort of hold, but it's messy. Wearing glasses, I would never put my glasses up on my hair because I wear hair products pretty much every day. And this is oil, so it's kind of watered down oil. So facial recognition on this camera just overrides anything else. So it's going to be wet again now, but you can see how it doesn't really conform to the rest of the hair. So if you do decide to do this, I don't know how you're going to go less than 1.5 inches, at which point it would still look just like this basically, because tuft, like full hair, like full, whatever you call this, hair, it's a hairpiece, but it's hairs, right, onto stubble. It's a very different look, and they're going to contrast like this. So do I regret? Yeah, see that's the lump there from the bad stitching at the crown there. Do I regret shaving all this down short? Because it would have blended perfectly, as you know, if I hadn't done that. Do I regret it? No, because I could make this video. That's the only reason, probably. Does it look okay as an undercut like this? No, not really. I would say if you're a beginner and you don't want to, you don't want to grow this out and shave the middle out and be all weird looking, sure, this can work as an undercut to begin with. Like I've just basically put tape on a hat of sorts. I just stuck it to my head. I feel faint. Sorry. I'm about to go out and see my mum in hospital. She's just had a PICC line put in through to her heart and had a lumbar puncture yesterday, and she's just in there for observation. She's in hospital, but she's alive. Very alive. She's in remission. It's great. Okay, this it doesn't look good. It looks weird. Looks like a foreign object on my head. That's what it looks like. So, can you wear a hairpiece on your head with just a shaved head? Yes, you can. It looks like shit though. It doesn't blend. Okay? I look better with hair on here than not, because I look like a fucking retarded monkey when I don't. I look basically like this when I don't have hair on my head. That's basically what I look like. So I'd rather have a beret on a shaved head, which is basically what this is, than nothing. Ta-da, the end.